The government has unveiled a major package of reforms to the UK's welfare system, with the aim of saving up to £5 billion by 2030. Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall announced a widely anticipated string of changes to the UK's benefit system in the House of Commons on Tuesday. She framed the measures as a bid to encourage more Brits back into the workforce and insisted to MPs she was ambitious for our people and our country. But Kendall also pledged to create a more pro-work system for those who can be part of the workforce, as well as always being there for people in genuine need. So, what are the welfare changes? Measures include consulting on merging the job seekers and employment support allowances into a new unemployment insurance, scrapping the work capability assessment, and legislating for a so-called right to try employment. Kendall also pledged to tackle the perverse financial incentive created by rebalancing the universal credit standard allowance and health elements with extra for lifelong conditions. There will also be a permanent above-inflation rise to standard universal credit and more reassessments, although people with the most severe disabilities and health conditions that will never improve will not be reassessed. The government also won't freeze or means test personal independence payments, or PIP, but focus support on those with the greatest need, meaning people would have to score at least 4 points in one category to qualify for a daily living allowance. And PIP assessments will be reviewed, with the overall benefits savings amounting to more than £5 billion in 2029 to 2030, with the Office for Budget Responsibility, or OBR, to set out their final assessment of the costings next week. And Kendall said there would be an additional £1 billion a year invested into employment support, with an expectation to engage, while ministers would consult on delaying access to the Universal Credit Health top-up to under 22-year-olds, with savings intended to be spent on training. She said the status quo is unacceptable, but it is not inevitable. So what has the reaction been? Shadow Work and Pensions Secretary Helen Whately branded the planned welfare reforms as too little too late and urged Kendall to be tougher. Whately stressed this is a now or never chance to seize the moment for millions of people who will otherwise be signed off for what could end up being a lifetime on benefits. However, disability campaigners and unions condemned the move as cruel, branding the measures immoral and devastating, and set to push more disabled people into poverty. Some MPs on the left of the Labour Party railed against the announcement in the Commons. Work and Pensions Committee Chairwoman Debbie Abrahams argued there are alternative, more compassionate ways to balance the books rather than on the back of sick and disabled people. And former Corbyn-era Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell warned of immense suffering and, we've seen it in the past, loss of life. But the Work and Pensions Secretary insisted the government was overhauling safeguarding processes and vowed her aim was to improve lives and life chances. While the Prime Minister's official spokesman earlier said the Cabinet was united on the need for reform and the crucial importance of helping people left trapped out of work. But Matthew Elliott from the Jobs Foundation said while he welcomed plans to tackle growing economic inactivity, more new jobs were needed for people to fill. What do you make of the government's planned welfare reforms? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and follow City AM for all the latest politics news coverage.